Yo, what's up, guys? We're back with another event in the UFC Apex Arena. We have 11 fights. Michel Pereira against Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. This is probably one of the worst cards of this year. I mean, this is just a disaster. We have 3 won fights in a row in the prelims, and this is not just like Zhang Wei Li or what's the new woman Wang Chong. She fights now in China. This is the fight we want to see. She's even in the main event, and that's a great thing. But if you have 3 women fights like Jessica Penne in a row, I believe the UFC knows this 1 hour will be non-watched. Probably 5 guys will watch it. So this is, and also in the prelims we have Brett Katona decision. The only thing is, which is probably a finish, is Robelis Despagnie against Austen. We can see a first round knockout. Despite that, it's probably one of the worst cuts ever. And also in the main event, I can see a minimum of three decision fights, and not just some, I don't know, some Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje decisions. These are just really, like people would say, boring fights. I mean, we still need to go through it. Next week is Topuria against Holloway, Hamza Chimaev against Whitaker. So it's okay. So yeah, let's start with the first fight from the 11, 6 fight in the prelims. Robelis Despagnie against Austen. I have Despagnie by first round knockout. I mean, Austen is one of the chiniest heavyweights, 5 losses by knockout. So yeah, probably a 1 minute knockout by Robelis. I hope he learned a lot from the fight against Costa. Next fight on the card is Elise Ardelean against Melissa Martinez. Elise is good. She has 8 finishes from 9 wins, and Melissa also have like 7 or 8 wins, and probably all of them are finishes, maybe one decision. So of course it could be a finish, but it's in the UFC, so we will see a decision. I have Melissa by 29-28 decision win. Jessica Pena against Elise Red is the next fight on the card. We have a boring prediction. Elise Red by karate, distant management, maybe some good 1-2 decision. Yeah, 29-28 again. Next on the card is Joselyne Edwards against Tamires Vidal. Both have lost 2 in a row now. If both did fought another woman, I will say that's the first loss in a row, but it's just one. The other one will have a win probably if it's not a draw. So I have Joselyne Edwards by decision. Again, White's that my pick because she has double the experience, and that's the only reason we can go for it, to be honest. She's probably a little bit taller, so maybe she can manage the distance. And yeah, Brett Katona against Jean Matsumoto. Yeah, we can go with Jean Matsumoto. He's 15-0. He's not that spectacular or special, but I don't think Brett Katona is the guy who will finish or win against him. I mean, Brett Katona is really good. He's from Canada. He's one of the few Canadians who can really have some win on his record. Mike Millett is here and there, but we saw the event in Canada, which was a disaster for the Canadians. Literally everybody lost the fight. At least 90% of them. I believe just Jasmine Judavides won. So yeah, Brett Cantona is a guy who can win fights. I don't think Jean Matsumoto will have the first loss from him, so we can go by decision from Matsumoto. The last fight on the prelims is Matheus Nicolau against Asu Almabayev. I believe Matheus Nicolau is one of the most chinest guys in the UFC. 4 losses, 4 by knockout, and I believe if a bantamweight jabs him, he will also go down. I don't know what's the problem. Maybe the weight cut, something is odd with him, because he is a good fighter. He has some good wins. He has also a win against Manel Kape. He finished Matchnell, who's also one of the chinest guys. The flyweight division is really chinny. I believe you can see more finishes in flyweight than even in bantamweight. So yeah, that's the only reason I have Asa Almabayev by TKO in the second round. I was trying to go with decision, maybe even submission, but let's go with TKO, because if I was Asa Almabayev, I would say, hey, I have just 3 knockouts on my record. I will definitely have the chance to have a 4th one. So probably second round, take him down because he has very good grappling, and TKO him like ground and pound. So yeah, now the main event. We have an old head opener by Darren Elkins against Pineda. That's also a tough one because what's up with the old heads, man? We saw it with Court McGee against Tim Means. I was going all week with McGee, and then in the last second, I thought, yeah, why not Tim Means? He had the last win against Morono. He's not that bad, and then he got finished in the first round. And I thought to myself, why I wasn't going with my first pick, and that's why I'm going right now with Daniel Pineda, because I thought, why not? He has all finishes, 28 wins, all finishes. Darren Elkins is a guy who isn't like easy to finish, especially with submission, because he has only one loss, and that's against Charles Oliveira by armbar, and this was like in 2010. So maybe Daniel Pineda can do it. I trust in him. If not, I learned a lot from this fight, from the old head fights, because this is just a mess, to be honest. This is just a mess. Both guys shouldn't be in the UFC anymore. I don't know what the UFC is doing. I hope next year it will be a change. The Dynamite Contender Series is one of the best and greatest thing we've ever seen, because without the Contender Series, I believe boxing would really go big. We saw no other fights. We saw Better Beef against Bivol. I mean, without the pay-per-views, how is UFC gonna even pretend to be in a fight with the boxing? The only problem boxing has, it's the same thing. So if the UFC is really trying to have us with these cards to make us stay, I mean, it's a disaster, to be honest. And this week also we have the PFL. We have Francis Ngannou against Renan Ferreira. I mean, if the other leagues, especially the PFL, is doing really good, there will be a competition, to be honest, because the UFC can't really give us with that. Yeah, the pay-per-views are good. Of course, we have now Topuria against Max Holloway, but we can't just have one freaking cool week in the month, and then the other things is just horrible. So yeah, let's go again with the fights. Jack Hadley against Cameron Smotherman. Short notice, I was really trying to watch Brady Easton have a cool fight again, a real dog in him with big heart. Like, he's a guy who don't want to get finished. He will fight till the end, and so I believe Jack Hadley was preparing against a guy who will try to take him down. But or the other thing, Jack Hadley is also a guy who's good on the ground. The only thing which is a problem with him is his weight management. I believe he can't really put his weight in, so that's why you can control him. And against Cameron Smotherman, I don't think Jack Hadley can take him down, so it will be a stand-up fight. And I can see Smotherman knock him out in the second round. I know a lot of guys don't believe him. He's a big underdog. Why not pick the underdog? I believe he can really finish the fight. On Topology, I believe just 10% picked him. I'm one of the 10%. I believe he can really knock him out in second round. This is his big chance. He lost in the Dynamite Contender Series. Now against Jack Hadley, why not? Because I believe if a guy like Cameron can win against Jack Hadley, this is his last chance. Like he should really go with the sport. And on the other hand, Jack Hadley, I just can't see him winning this fight. I mean, of course, if you take him down, do a rear naked choke, but I can't trust him with this takedown offense against a guy who looked at least a little bit heavy. I have the Nascimento fight in my head. So yeah. Next on the card is Sumudaerji against Charles Johnson. I mean, both are 16-6. I have Charles Johnson by TKO in the third round. I can see him losing the first round, but then chop him like in the second round. Good low kicks and some calf kicks, maybe some good jabs, and then in the third round just TKO him. The co-main event, Rob Font against Kyler Phillips. This is also a tough one, to be honest, because Kyler Phillips could go easily with the decision, but I don't want to count out Rob Font, man. He's such a dog. We saw what he did to Adrian Yanez, and he's just losing to the best guys. Let's be real here. He's just losing to the best guys. I mean, again, it's a classical. If he loses this fight, he knows it's over. He'll put more in than Kyler Phillips. And I just like his hands, man. I believe Rob Font is one of the best boxing in the bantamweight division. Maybe he cannot knock him out, but he will definitely win a decision. So now the main event, Michel Pereira against Fluffy Hernandez. I believe Fluffy is one of the good prospects in the middleweight. He has also win against, against Kopilov, which is very great. Also the win against Rodolfo Vieira, the submission, one of the biggest wins ever. Like against Rodolfo Vieira to choke him out. I mean, why not against Michel Pereira? He also has the win against, what's the American who fought Imavov? Brandon Allen. I mean, these are top 10 guys, so I believe Fluffy can win the fight. I mean, of course, Michel Pereira has now the momentum. He finished his last 3 guys probably in a row in a minute. And also he has like probably a 8 fight winning streak. So of course, Michel Pereira is really good, but I believe if Fluffy takes him down, he will finish him in the second round. So yeah, let's see the fights, man. And I hope this gets over so we can watch next week Topuria against Holloway. And the also good thing about this week is we at least have Francis Ngannou against Ron Ferreira. Maybe that's the thing why they did the worst card in the year. So yeah, PFL has the best card and UFC has the worst card.